Hey everyone, it's Suzi here, and today we're playing Reverse 1999. While we wait for the maintenance update, let's dive in and take a deeper look at Recoleta to help us decide, should you summon? Alright, so we have a long-ass maintenance. I didn't realize they were long. At least people say they sometimes end early, but either way, I wanted to make this little Recoleta kind of compilation video and do a reaction to the Xtreme Talent video. We're going to take a look at some guides from other community websites that seem honestly really incredible. Such a cool guide here on this Reverse Gnomon website. I recently found this and it's pinned in my Discord. It's a really great resource, so we will look here. We will also be looking at Prydwen, should you pull. I'm gonna read through this and at least get through the pros and cons for the TLDR part, and we're gonna help these conversations will help you decide as well. And we're gonna head on over here to the YouTube and take a look at the Xtreme Talent video. Then I will end the video with just reading her little story part, her lore, like the story you unlock via the little graphic that they shared on social media. So let's first start with the Xtreme Talent video. It's only a 5-minute video to take a look at, but I will have chapters for all these different sections in case you guys want to see the discussion on certain topics or certain parts. And I will of course link anything I show here in the description and pinned comment. Alright, Xtreme Talent Recoleta. Let's go. These are so fun. Behold, the laboratory is ours now. 17-year-old writer. Wields her pen like a sword. She sent her work to countless people, but it's always been met with a cold shoulder. There is one exception, however, her loyal pen pal. How curious that her exceptional insight through literature would make her almost incomprehensible in reality. Just another crazy arcanist, right? Her words are as sharp as blades. Her incantation literacy imagery deals reality damage. Okay, this is kind of annoying. I'm gonna turn it down. If the attack only hits one target, Recoleta gains stacks of... Alright, if the attack hits multiple targets, Recoleta gains stacks of ensemble narrative. Her ultimate maze of visceral realism deals reality damage to all enemies, with the selected target taking extra damage. When she consumes extra moxie, Recoleta gains a lot of ultimate might. The extra moxie she consumes can be transferred randomly among allies. When an ally unleashes their ultimate, Recoleta gains extra moxie. For every moxie the ally consumes, Recoleta gains 1 stack of monomythic narrative or ensemble narrative, based on whether the ultimate targets one or multiple enemies. At Insight 3, Recoleta gains extra moxie, Preparation Recoleta, upon entering battle. Preparation Recoleta enables Recoleta to generate a precast incantation Flood of Fiction at the start of the next round. Upon casting Flood of Fiction, the character with the highest Moxie releases their ultimate. And Recoleta gains the Moxie they consume. She can also gain Preparation when certain conditions are met after casting Maze of Visceral Realism. Metaphysical Concept. Her incantation deals reality damage to one enemy and inflicts them with a Passion Drain. Allies who attack an enemy inflicted with Passion Drain gain Moxie. That's it for the report, Your Supreme Sinfulness. What do you think we should do to her? So her pen is a sword, or is it the other way around? In any case, it's exactly what our assassins need. I suspect it's skill that our assassins lack, not weapons. Say no more. We must obtain it. I got super mega perfect plan to do it. Perfect plan? Please enlighten us, your vile viciousness. Behold the brilliant Operation Letter Shield. Wait for her pen pal to arrive. Then we snip and clip and chop the shield into a shield of paper. Then we charge at her with the shield. Since she loves her pen pals so much, she won't be able to bring herself to attack. She'll have no choice but to surrender. And Arcanist down, another super powerful weapon added to our collection. 2 birds with 1 letter. Haha. Hearken one and all, for the time of the carbuncle is nigh. Let's bring back the glory of carbuncles. Conclusion of today's observation. Aside from one moderate intelligence, the critters remain intellectually undeveloped. Further research and observation of critters. Resetting? What now? Oh boy. Alright, now let's break it down a little bit more and look at some better details here. The video did a good job basically describing her skills and how they work, so we're not going to reread all of those. But what I am going to do is go down here. If you guys need suggestions for her resonance, that will be here on this website as well. But yeah, let's read through the infographic. This might have a little bit more TLDR, and I feel like when it comes to getting to know new characters and what new content, kind of seeing different sources talk about the same thing multiple times is so helpful to help me remember it. And that's probably why you're watching this video as well. Yeah. Sorry I didn't really react to, I guess you could say. I didn't react to that video because I had to narrate it because it was impossible to understand. I think some parts were sort of understandable, but most of it was just the critters and I couldn't hear it. I don't know if it actually was even English with the cute critter talk or if it was just sputter. So sorry, I intended to like react and talk about things as we going along, but it was just easier to read through the subtitles and make it easier for you guys to follow that video. Okay, so Recoleta. So she's Mineral, Reality, Carry, Ultimate Moxie are her little key tags there. She is an ultimate-based carry who deals more ultimate damage based on the amount of Moxie she consumes. She can also apply Passion Drain and make herself and her allies cast ultimates for free. So her ultimate, Mass Reality Damage, consumes all Moxie, deals more damage to the main target, consumes all of blah blah blah. For each Moxie beyond base consumed, increase ultimate might and give 1 Moxie to the ally with the lowest Moxie, recounted after every Moxie given. If total of 5 Moxies beyond base is consumed, double all ultimate might effects for this attack. And then the other skill is a reality damage, applies to Passion Drain, And then the other skill 2 is a 2 target reality damage that only hits one enemy. But if it only hits one enemy, it gains 5 monomythic narrative. Otherwise, it gains 5 ensemble narrative. So these are parts of the kit that we're going to have to, I guess, look a little bit deeper for when it's going to benefit. So it sounds like she's going to be cool against multi-target battles and bosses, like with a single target. Just depends, and it'll make the skills really versatile. That's really cool. I've had a lot of characters in the other games I play that really, like, have versatile kits like that kind of lend themselves well to multiple types of fights. So her insights at 1, max Moxie plus 2. When other allies cast ultimate, gain 1 Moxie, then gain 1 monomythic narrative or ensemble narrative for each Moxie consumed by the ally to cast their single target or mass ultimate. For Insight 2, it gains crit damage at the start of the battle. And Insight 3, max Moxie plus 3. At the battle start, gain 3 Moxie and spawn 1 Flood of Fiction. After consuming 10 total narrative, gain 1 Preparation Recoleta. And that's what they kind of talked about in the video as well. So Flood of Fiction is a versatile precast card, consumes no AP. Forces the ally with the highest Moxie to consume all available Moxie and cast ultimate. Then refunds used Moxie. Max being the character's base Moxie cost. Ultimate casted this way is not considered an extra action. Okay. So they do suggest referencing the big community tier list for Psycube and Resonance information, but we will see that on the other... I think they actually kind of show that here too, but they also show it on the Prydwen website, so we'll look at that there. So how to play... Actually, we'll look at the community tier list too. Why not? It's a really cool resource that people need to know about. Alright, so how to play at the start of the battle by using Flood of Fiction and Melania's ultimate to get 2 Melania ultimates to stack up to ultimate might and crit. Recoleta is most often played with Melania, so this is kind of a duo that's you're gonna see mentioned a lot. So then you get Moxie, stack narrative, and then you ultimate at 10 Moxie. Cast as many ultimates as you can before Recoletas to stack narratives. Make sure to use Flood of Fiction. Free cast ultimates for this. Interesting. So she has to go after you stack as much as possible. So more tips. Use just before Melania's ultimate for faster ramping, and use the tuning skill, this one, that's shown on the screen, to stack narratives. Recoleta's teammates, Melania with Euphoria is perfect for Recoleta, providing Passion Drain, Ultimate Might, crit buffs, and Moxie storage. Pickles with Euphoria provides strong buffs for mineral DPS. Make sure to put him directly behind Recoleta. Does the positioning matter? I actually haven't figured out about positioning yet. That's something I need to learn new still with this game. I didn't seem to notice positioning. I guess there has to be preferences where, like, buffing allies or something based on positioning. I should have assumed that. Alright, anyway, Lopera provides crit buffs and ultimate might for little AP. Make sure you put her in the front. And of course, all these teammates here with these Euphorias as well are on the Ripples in the Water banner. So it's a perfect way to get people that will synergize very well with her. If you really want to play your Shemaine with Euphoria, he can fit decently with Recoleta teams by giving Moxie and ultimate buffs. And then Medicine Pocket with Euphoria is a strong AP-free healer who can also provide crit rate and damage debuffs when needed. They say, watch out, contracting Recoleta with Anho prevents Recoleta from triggering her ultimate Moxie consumption passives for ultimate buffs. So you don't want to use them together. That's a nice little note. I love that. Should you pull? Consider pulling Recoleta if you need a strong mineral DPS, you want to play ultimate-based teams, and you have Melania and plan to Euphoria her in 2.6. How long has it been since we've had a new mineral DPS? How exciting! Recoleta is a very strong DPS and can provide fun speedruns for Flood of Fiction. So obviously, Geo I have, but I did see like one person say don't pull for Recoleta because I already have a team based around her, but everyone else is like, no, just pull. She does, they do different things and have different strong points. They're different types of teams, so still worth pulling. I'm gonna pull. All right, so that is that resource. Let's head on over to Prydwen and see their TLDR for should you pull for Recoleta. All right, yes. TLDR, yes. As per patch 2.8, Recoleta is an S+ carry and unlikely to lose her relevance anytime soon. On top of her impressive damage numbers, she has a set of unique abilities in the form of her ultimate cheat card, Flood of Fiction, and the ability to reliably inflict passion drain on enemies. The former follows the ally with the most Moxie to cast their ultimate with no AP cost, and recovering up to 5 Moxie afterwards. Imagine getting free P2 to your Liang Wei, or seamlessly keeping arrays up without a sweat. The possibility this card brings is near endless. On the other hand, the latter falls on the Moxie manipulation niche. This niche has proved its worth since patch 1.1 and consists on denying enemy ultimates while charging your own by stealing their Moxie. Taking this history and possibilities into consideration, it's easy to conclude that Recoleta is a great addition to any account. Of course, that's like with Lopera. But I'm not going to go through the long review here. I will leave that for you guys this time, so this video is not an hour long. But let's just read through their pros and cons. So pros. Flood of Fiction essentially gives you a free ultimate and can be used from round 1. Can consistently inflict passion drain, negating enemies' ultimates while helping the team charge theirs. The bigger limit of Max Moxie makes it easier to control when to use her ultimate, as well as making it easier for Recoleta herself to be the target of choice of Flood of Fiction when playing as a main carry. She's versatile, can fit into a wide range of teams. The cons? When she's not paired with another Moxie character like Euphoria Melania, she may struggle to cycle her ultimate at full potential. Despite having a reliably high focus on critical, she can't reach 100 crit rate by herself. I love that simple info, really great. So her portraits, she works great at portrait 0, not relying much on her portraits to do what she's good at. For those who want to boost further, her best cost benefit is P1, which allows Recoleta to stack Flood of Fiction. So that's something to consider. So down here, her Psych Cube's final role is hers. Rehearsal of Dreams also, that is Noir's, right? And then Another Story, Marcus's, are the suggested ones to use. And then there are some codes for resonance, but we won't worry about that. But yeah, as they said, teams, her plus Melania plus Lopera is a really great start. Obviously also, oh, this is a fun one too. I love this because I love Liang. So the Wandering Knight and Pet Army, GLB. So Recoleta, Liang, and Pickles as a focus. I love that. And then the Don Quixote de Latin America with Willow and Tuesday. They have team explanations for all of these suggestions on the site. It's so cool. I love this site. And Absolute Literature is Melania plus Sonetto and Name Day. That's interesting. A budget team. Super fun. Okay, now let's just do one quick look at the community tier list. All right, the community tier list here rates her as a 9.2 out of 10. So like a 10 for Limbo, 9 for Lucidscape, 9 for Raids, 9 for Roguelikes, 9 for Reveries. Really, really nice to see. And they do actually suggest Balance Please as a site cube, so different than the other sites. So it's kind of fun to see a different thought there. Now let's go to the team building tier list here. So Recoleta, if you are going to build a team around her, let's just see this here. So she's Mineral in Reality. And then they suggest, obviously, we know for the tier 0, like the top options to pair with her are going to be Melania. And then they put for utility, sorry, Melania, Lopera, Pickles, and then a little bit lesser option would be Hisabeth, Name Day, Shemaine, Argus, Isolde, and I'll stop there for the lower tier 2s, but there are certainly other options. You can see that they give a ton of options for suggestions and why with this tier list. It's so cool. I love that. Then for the sustain side of things, Fatutu, of course. I really need her medicine pocket as well. It's really great to see with her Euphoria. So definitely consider that. And a lot of you probably have Kakania built because she's very versatile, which is my next person to max out personally. So I like to see that. So a Recoleta team for me personally would be pulling for Melania. So Recoleta, Melania, Lopera, and Kakania, I think, would be my team. I don't have Pickles yet, so that would probably be what I try to use. Or I would try that one team with Liang Yue and Pickles if I do get him. But I really like the balance here. There's some fun options. And also noted for Capernia, Sotheby, Villa, Ezra, and Miss New Babel. And then some others, of course, as lower tier options, but still certainly viable. I do like this game. There seems to be a lot of, obviously, team building and team synergy is key. So it's fun to know how many options. There's not always one option that is the only best team answer for things. It seems like it's a pretty interesting game to play with maybe some of the hard reverie content having clear best options, but you can get through most content and have fun with the characters you like and choose to play. But that's it for our talks for Recoleta regarding her skills. Now, let me just end by reading through a little bit of her story. Alright, so we have her era listed as the 1990s. Her date of birth is July 15th. In winter, I don't know what winter means related to July 15th because it's definitely not winter in Latin America. I think this is all like Argentina based, right? Okay, so let's read through and thank you guys for watching. Let's roll this out with some lore. An expanding conscious universe of literature. At just 17, Recoleta wasn't carrying out any grand literary mission. She simply believed, as a matter of course, that she was meant to write a literary epic that would eclipse everything that came before and cement her legacy as a master of the written word. She dabbled in social science research, churned out poetry and fiction in a frenzy, joined countless offbeat youth circles, and submitted entries to literary awards no one had ever heard of. But she didn't know why she was doing any of it, or how she was supposed to do it. She only knew she couldn't stop. A life stranger than fiction. Literature doesn't put food on the table. Coming from nothing, Recoleta struggled to keep her fragile literary dream alive. She worked as a diner waitress, a vineyard picker, even a textile mill worker. As a writer, she saw reality with unnerving clarity. She was a textbook buzzkill, sharp-tongued, impossible to ignore. Oh, officer, you're the textbook one-dimensional villain from an allegorical story? It wasn't rare that her metatextual analysis got her in over her head. And the book never cut open. Despite everything, the dream of literature remained painfully out of reach. People were blunt. No one could understand what Recoleta was writing. Once she self-published her work and handed out her copies to her friends, ever observant, she noticed none of the books were ever even opened. In 1990, the Guadalajara International Book Fair, she tried handing out her work to all the attending authors. Few took any notice. In the end, only one person wrote back. With their help, she polished draft after draft. Eventually, Recoleta decided she had to meet this one, an on-reader.
The key to truly spontaneous writing is trusting your gut, just as it is with arcane skills. Just clear your mind and let the creative power flow. Follow your instincts and strike! Oh, perdón. My arcane skill is a bit off today.